Hello and welcome to Charter Local Edition Northwest. I'm Dana Cowley. Today we're in beautiful downtown Wenatchee and we're talking to a leader of the Washington Apple Commission. My guest is Rebecca Lyons and she is the Director of International Marketing. Thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate it.
Thank you, Dana.
You're in charge of the biggest single Apple product in the U.S., certainly in Washington, and what's happening with your export market world?
Well, it's really exciting right now. It's a great time to be in the Apple business in Washington State. We're coming off a record year last year. Production is increasing, and there's so many new varieties coming on that for consumers, it's really an exciting time to be an Apple consumer.
Yeah, I read a little bit about the Cosmic Crisp that's coming up.
Yes, that's a new variety that was developed right here in Washington State. So we're very excited, although consumers won't be able to experience that until probably a few years. They're going to have to be a little patient and wait. I hear that commercial production is going to be on in 2019. But until then, there's lots of other varieties that consumers can have. And we're finding that not only consumers in the United States, but consumers overseas are becoming more and more fans of Washington apples. We have about 1/3 of our total apple production that is exported. And so that's huge. And with the United States, a relatively mature market, not a lot of growth happening, more and more of our Washington apples are having to go into these export markets. So it's just a really exciting time to be in the apple industry.
Well, I remember back in the day when the Commission really took the lead to open a lot of markets and really bring that export world into reality for Washington. And so what are the new markets you're looking at now?
Well, it's interesting you say that because we're seeing a lot of adjustment in markets, and some of our biggest markets are countries that people might not really think about as being big Apple consumers. For example, China is a market that we are getting access to for all of our varieties. Another big market is India. Over 1 billion people there. Now, obviously, not all of them can afford our Washington apples, but a good proportion of them can. They want that high-quality apple. Other markets include Mexico, which would be our neighbor, and then Canada, of course, being so close up in the north. So we've just got a lot of, we ship to about 60 different countries. So Washington apples, you know, it's so interesting because once in a while I'll get an email from somebody that might have been on some island, you know, on Bali in Indonesia, and they'll say, you know, I went into the supermarket there and I found a Washington apple.
The Mission does a wonderful job of that. And we just have 1 minute left. Tell us about the advances that our growers are making. It just seems to continue to become more and more sophisticated.
Oh, absolutely. You know, this industry just does not stand still. They're involved in increasing the technological abilities in order to make sure that high-quality apples are getting on the shelves, because really, in the end, it's up to the growers. We are so fortunate to have really good growers and their ability to grow a high-quality product. Otherwise, you know, my job would be really difficult. My job's easy. We've got a great product. I love to be able to tell people to eat more apples.
Oh, yes. And, you know, for health-conscious people, too, it's just a wonderful thing.
It is.
Rebecca, thank you. We sure appreciate you joining us and bringing us up to date. And we wish you the best of luck with your international marketing for our products.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you. Rebecca Lyons, she's with the Washington Apple Commission. I'm Dana Cowley, and you're watching Charter Local Edition Northwest today in Wenatchee.